Hey guys, Melissa Scholar with Real Nutritious Living here today. I wanted to hop on and chat with you about a really common skin condition called Keratosis Pilaris. You'll often hear this or see this kind of nicknamed chicken skin, and it essentially really does look like chicken skin. It's kind of bumpy, it can be a little bit red, it almost can sometimes look like these very small little zits, and it's really commonly found on the arms and the cheeks. So I wanted to hop on and kind of talk to you guys about this today because it's something that I know so many people that are dealing with it, and we've been dealing with this since my son was born. So it's been a couple of years now, and we went to great holistic minded pediatricians. We even saw a dermatologist, and they kept saying, nope, it's just dry skin. But mama always knows best, and I knew that there was something going on, and I just kept running into other people dealing with the same thing, and I thought, okay, I'm going to figure this out and I'm going to share it. So I wanted to really hop on today and just kind of share some things that have worked well for us, and hopefully, create a little bit of understanding around keratosis pilaris and give you some great tools to take with you. So keratosis pilaris is a dysfunction of keratinization. Really simply put, that means our skin cells are multiplying faster than they're shedding. There can be different causes. These possible causes are food sensitivity, a lack of vitamin A, a lack of vitamin D, sort of an imbalance or lack of omega-3s, and then there can be some digestive issues as well. So let's just kind of go from the top down. Food sensitivities. Oftentimes in the research that I've done over the past couple of years, there are people who report, they pull out dairy or gluten or soy, one of those common foods that we hear about kids being insensitive or intolerant to. The keratosis pilaris got better. So it's definitely worth, if you're suspicious that maybe dairy or gluten or soy, one of those common offenders, corn, you think that might, you notice a flare or something like that after you or your child has it, just pull it out. Pull it out for 3 weeks, even a month, and then you're just going to test it. So when you test it, you're going to have it for breakfast and lunch. Really only test one food at a time. And so say if you said, I'm going to pull out gluten and dairy, pull those out, give it 3 weeks, a month, but only test one and have, quite a bit of dairy if you're testing that dairy, and really look and see if there's a reaction. So that's one possible thing you can do. If you look into elimination diets, they're very, very simple, and they're really the gold standard. It's a great way of getting to the bottom of lots of things besides just keratosis pilaris. So definitely consider a food sensitivity being an issue. And then vitamin A deficiency or just a lack of vitamin A can be a big problem that we see with regard to keratosis pilaris. So make sure you're getting plenty of food sources of vitamin A. So this would be liver, pasture-raised eggs, raw milk. If you don't want to eat liver, I will be honest with you, I don't want to eat liver. I absolutely love Perfect Supplements desiccated liver. This is a great high quality liver. They make little capsules, and my 2.5-year-old, he loves these. So I let him have 1 to 3 of these a day. He just says, Mommy, I need my cow vitamins. So for an adult, you would take, 3, 4 of these a day. So maybe take 2 at breakfast and 2 at dinner, something like that. But it's a great way to get some vitamin A in the system. It's not thought that beta carotene is necessarily converted well to vitamin A. This is things like spinach and carrots, but I think it's an honorable mention here because I've noticed when my son eats lots of leafy greens and lots of carrots, his keratosis pilaris does look better. So I think it's definitely worth mentioning, making sure you're just eating a wide variety of plants in your diet with these high quality animal foods such as pasture-raised eggs, liver, high quality raw milk. Omega-3s. So you're going to get those either in a high quality fish oil. So if you're an adult, rosita is great. Nordic Naturals makes some fantastic omega-3 or fish oils for kids that I love. We've had great luck with these. So I'll post those below. And then wild fish. Wild fish is just a perfect way to get plenty of omega-3s. So if you don't want to take a supplement, you want to make sure you get wild fish 2 to 3 times a week. And then you're going to do some chia seeds and some walnuts every single day. And that should be like a nice food-based equivalent. So make sure you're getting plenty of those foods in. Omegas are kind of just a superfood. They really are. Vitamin D, of course, the best source for vitamin D is always going to be the sun, but maybe you live somewhere where the winters are kind of harsh. So, look into a high quality supplement, or think about something like some wild caught salmon a few times a week to kind of balance things out. A very honorable mention, a simple Google search of how to improve my skin. Biotin is always going to pop up. So really just eating plenty of avocado, sunflower seeds, those are foods that kids love anyway. That's just a great form of source of biotin, and that's also going to help something like Keratosis Pilaris. And then honorable mention would be zinc. That's always an important one with regard to Keratosis Pilaris, and this is just really making sure that you're eating some shellfish is just the easiest way to get in some zinc. We talked about food sensitivities with regard to digestion, but also we want to think about just supporting good digestion if we're working on something like Keratosis Pilaris. So for an adult, of course, probiotics are great. Take one a day. There are some fantastic probiotics for kids. I absolutely love Clear Labs, and you would just do 1 scoop every 3 days. What we don't want to do in a child is give them probiotics every single day in a small child, because it can kind of rev their immune system. So every couple of days, that's great. Think about having some raw sauerkraut, some kombucha or kefir, making something like that at home. You'd be really surprised how much your kid loves it, and it's just a great way to support digestion. Now this tip, I don't know that a child so much would love doing this, but one of my favorite just kind of quick improve the digestion tips is a little bit of apple cider vinegar and water. So you'll just do like 1 to 2 tablespoons and kind of have a little shot. So you're going to dilute it with 2 to 4 ounces of water, and you would just shoot that in the very middle of your meal. It just kind of helps move everything along. It's great if you're also dealing with some thyroid issues. Our digestive, our stomach acid and our thyroid, they're all made in the parietal gland. So anything that supports digestion is going to support your thyroid and metabolism as well. So those are just some great kind of easy peasy food-based things that you can sort of do with regard to Keratosis Pilaris. Now, oftentimes, because of the fact that our skin cells are multiplying faster than they're shedding, there's been this sort of misconception that really just strong mechanical exfoliation is going to take care of Keratosis Pilaris. But that's really far too harsh. You really don't want to be doing, like, if you do a simple Google search, there's going to be things that are going to come up, like saying doing a baking soda scrub or crushing up apricot kernels, and you really don't want to do that with something like Keratosis Pilaris. You don't want to be irritating that area. Now, what I do think you want to do is get a nice dry skin brush and dry skin brush that area once or twice a day. So with dry skin brushing, I'll kind of show you on my hand. You don't want to be too gentle. You really do want to kind of get in there, and it doesn't have to be like this super, you don't want to be digging in really hard, but you do want to add a little bit of pressure and just like round circular motion, and it's just that is a nice gentle way of sort of removing some of that surface dead skin. So you want to do that every single day. And then if you want to tone with like a little bit of apple cider vinegar, there are definitely some reports that that's been really great for Keratosis Pilaris. That one hasn't worked as well on my son's Keratosis Pilaris, but what I have used for him are the Beautycounter rejuvenating toner pads, which, gosh, that's shiny, but they're just these little toner pads, and I just cut them in half, so you can save a little bit of money. This will definitely do 2 arms and your cheeks. So you could, even if you're using this on a really small child in a small area, you could cut these into quarters. But these, along with the Beautycounter cleansing balm, which I know it sounds weird, a cleansing balm, but this cleansing balm, it has a really Vaseline-like consistency. You can see it's really thick. So I dry skin brush, I do those toner pads, and then I do this as like a really nice barrier, and we've really gotten some nice traction on my son's Keratosis Pilaris with these tips. So that is all I have for you today. I really hope that this helps you if this is something that you or your child are dealing with. And of course, if you have any questions at all, reach out, melissa@realnutritiousLiving.com, or leave a comment, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a great day.